Do you know, I got that comment as well. I was playing on the London Tube. I was playing with a Rubik's Cube. I don't think it was the original one. It was one of those derivatives of it, like, I don't know, a dodecahedron type thing. And I was playing with it, and it just makes the time just whiz away. And this older lady was watching me intently, and just before she got off, she passed me by and said, "This is a toy for children, you know that, right?" And I said, "If this is for children, try to give me the solution to this." So we had a little banter about this. It was interesting. Yeah, it's I love it when things work for both kids as well as grown-ups, and it just, the same thing caters to both audiences. That's just so cool. And I think Legos and Yogi Bears are just right up in that category there. Like Disney movies as well. Very clever. Yeah, I remember. And I remember just her fascinated face, because she had a lot of fun watching me, and I saw that, and for 10 or 15 minutes she was watching, and I thought, yeah, it's one of those Ulrich Meffert type puzzles. Kind of an expert in puzzles, apparently. There's an app for that, my goodness! That's hardly the point, is it? I do have that app, actually. It's called Cube Snap. And you take pictures of your unsolved cube. You tell it what cube you have. You take pictures of the unsolved cube, and it works out the steps you have to take. And it literally goes and says, "Yeah, now turn it up, and then move the right side up and down." It's crazy. There's an app for that. What is the point in that? But yes, I do have that app, because sometimes you get into this point where you just can't solve the cube, and ouch. People who take their cubes apart, by the way, and put them back together should be aware that if you do it wrong, the cube becomes unsolvable. So you just don't just put it together any which way. If you have all the scrambled pieces and you put it together and then you try and solve it, you might end up with an unsolvable cube. That is tricky. That is tricky. I actually have most of the Rubik's Cubes. I've got the 2x2, the 3x3, 4x4, 5x5. That is a monster, I tell you that. There's some other home printed cubes. People have made like 12x12 type cubes, and they're massive and super heavy, and they cost like $2,000 to print in pieces. You can probably get that from Thingiverse, Brian, if ever you wanted to have a 12x12 Rubik's Cube. It's quite an interesting mechanic going on there. They all revolve around a ball on the inside. Those are really difficult. I can't solve those. I can barely solve the 3x3. And there are people who can speed solve these things, which is just hilarious to watch. I think the world record to solve a cube, I mean, they're specially lubricated type cubes. The world record is under 10 seconds. So they literally just go, they look at it, know exactly which move they need to make, and they just go ding, and then it's solved. It's unbelievable. It's so crazy. Yes, me too, Brian. Me too. A 5x5 is kind of where I draw the line. That already is so big and heavy. It's very difficult to move. But it is fun. Once you screw it up, though, that's it. I mean, it'll take you years to figure that out. That's another form of entertainment that we didn't know existed up until 3 years ago. The teardown, right? Isn't that amazing? A teardown is now a thing. People are more interested in a new iPhone being torn down and taken apart irreparably than in the iPhone itself. Very cool. Another thing, very interesting social phenomenon, putting brand new items that cost an arm and a leg and are difficult to get hold of, and putting them in a blender or in a microwave. Interesting, isn't it? But yeah, that is now the entertainment that gets more attention than the device themselves. Or is it all part of a deliberate ploy to build hype for such things? Answers on a postcard.